Good morning, everyone. My dad is currently stationed in South Korea for 2 years, and so I decided to choose South Korea as my country. My name is Stephanie Walling. I'm a management major here at Texas State, and I look forward to speaking to you all about South Korea. During this presentation, I will be speaking about 5 important facts about South Korea. The first being choice of forum, followed by contracts, then the country's opportunities and strengths, risk factors, and finally sustainability issues. I'd like to first start out by telling you a little bit about South Korea's legal system. It is based on civil law and includes plaintiff and defendants for civil cases, and the state versus the defendant for criminal cases. Furthermore, in civil cases, all questions of law and facts are decided by judge, not juries. Now I'd like to share about how the courts are set up. The courts are in order from highest to lowest, and they include the Supreme Court, appellate courts, district courts, family courts, and municipal courts. Each practice their own jurisdiction and have different amounts of judges. Now that I've shared a little bit about South Korea's choice of forum, I would like to inform you on how to enter a contract into Korea. To start out, contracts do not happen overnight. They take a lot of time because Koreans place a value on personal relationships and trust. They like to get to know the person before they agree to get into a contract with them. Therefore, this takes longer, and also some things are not written down, rather they are verbal agreements. A company should also hire a legal counsel to help interpret the contract, as well as a legal attorney. Also, a company should request arbitration to be used by a neutral party should there become a disagreement. When looking at a contract's validity in South Korea, a country can look at the offer and acceptance, the capacity, and also the formality. The last thing to consider is a breach of contract. If this occurs, one may be awarded performance or rescission. The third thing I would like to talk about are South Korea's business opportunities and strengths. The most unique thing about South Korea is their technology innovation. They are the leader in cell phones and are currently about 6 months to a year ahead of the United States. They also have one of the fastest broadband internets in the world, which allows them to access their technology at an increasingly speed. They also have a high literacy rate and an extremely educated workforce. Lastly, they also have a strong cultural work ethic. Let me review. I have talked about South Korea's choice of forum, contracts, and business strengths. I would now like to tell you about South Korea's risks and weaknesses. There are currently some political risks, exchange rate risks, language and cultural differences, risk of exposure to foreign laws and courts, and theft of intellectual property. Lastly, I would like to talk about South Korea's sustainability issues in the form of the government, social issues, and governance issues. The first issue is South Korea's environment. Their environment is not the best and is oftentimes filled with air pollution, water pollution, smog, and acid rain. This is mainly because 80% of the population lives in the rural areas. There's a lot of congestion, therefore creating more pollution. The second issue is social issues. Their healthcare is not as good for advanced needs. Mainly for routine needs, but for advanced needs, they don't have the equipment necessary. Also, many people suffer from chronic diseases due to poor sanitation and increased smoking. There is also higher crime in the cities aimed at tourism, such as pickpocketing and burglary of hotel rooms. The third issue is governance issues. Many corporations in South Korea are ran by their founding families, and oftentimes this leads to some conflict, more or less corruption. There are many things that corporations can do to be socially and ethically responsible. They can focus on creating more jobs, invest in eco-friendly projects, and overall act ethically responsible. In conclusion, I've talked about 5 important things before starting a business in South Korea. They included choice of forum, contracts, business strengths, risk, and sustainability issues. Maybe now I can go teach my dad a few things. Thank you.